This video is designed to help you prepare for an interview. This whole series of videos is designed to help you enhance your job search, to help you get a job. Today we're actually very honored to welcome Mark Washington from Marathon Pipeline. Mark, welcome.
It's good to be here.
Great. Well, I think a lot of folks will be tuning into this video because it's a very important topic, how to prepare for an interview. So I'm just going to throw that out to you. What are some of the general things that you look for when we're talking about this whole area of being a great interviewer?
Well, I think the first thing is to have a positive attitude. Okay. You can't come into an interview with the baggage from previous work experience. You should do some research on the company. And that research could be talking to people that work there or just getting on the internet, because there's a wealth of information about employers and companies. And then I think the final thing is just being persistent.
Mark, if you don't mind, let's go back to one of your first points, this whole issue of the baggage. What are some of the warning signs, the red flags that you see when somebody's talking maybe negatively about their former employer?
Okay. Well, when someone talks about they didn't treat me fairly, or they let me go because they're friends or something like that, that's kind of a red flag for me as an employer, because I would be bringing someone with that kind of baggage, if you will, into our organization. And there's so many candidates out there, why would I want to take a chance on doing that?
How about that? What advice would you give to that person who has trouble staying on task, staying on target? They maybe go off on tangents during the interview.
Well, one thing they can do is think about the interview before they go into it, and think about 2 or 3 things that they want that employer to know, maybe that's not even on their resume, and have a game plan when they go in.
How about the person who's asking a lot of questions? Is that okay?
Well, we expect people to ask us questions, to ask us about the responsibilities of the job. But one question you don't want to ask, particularly in the first interview, is what's the salary? How many days of vacation do I have? And those types of questions. What you want are questions so that you can tell them what value you can bring to that organization.
How about the person who maybe doesn't quite understand what you're asking, and they've said, I'm sorry, I'm not quite sure what you mean. Do you mind repeating it in a different way? Is that all right?
That's absolutely all right. Okay. I want to make sure the person has a fair chance of responding to the questions that I ask them. And in many cases, as an employer, we use what's called behavior-based questions, where we want people to give a scenario of what happened, what they did, and how it worked out. So asking questions to make sure you understand what that interviewer is looking for is certainly all right.
And I would assume that you're looking for and listening for folks that want to talk about results, right?
Absolutely.
Maybe not activity, instead of, hey, here's all the things I did, but here are the results of what I did.
And a lot of times people will talk about what they did, but not give the results. Now, a good interviewer will follow up and ask you, what was the outcome? How did it work out? Those types of things. But in case the person doesn't, then if you've thought about it ahead of time, you would be able to give them that information. That's going to set you apart from other people that are interviewing.
Mark, one thing that we hear sometimes from folks who are job seekers, they might have a background that they're not really happy with, or maybe a criminal record. At what point would you say that they should, or should they at all, disclose that background?
I think they should disclose it early in the interview.
Okay.
Simply because, one, you could find out if you're wasting your time or not. And then secondly, you don't want to get far along in the process and then all of a sudden the person finds out, because then they're going to think that you're hiding something from them or trying to skirt around the issue. But the person that's upfront about it and willing to face it, they have a much better chance. That doesn't guarantee that they're going to get that position or even go further in the interview, but at least they're being honest and true to themselves. So letting people know that early in the process certainly is to your benefit.
Because you're going to find out anyway as the employer.
Absolutely.
So, Mark, I know some job seekers are very involved in social networking, like Facebook and the like. And as you know, Facebook, the folks will post all sorts of pictures and personal information, that kind of thing. What is your suggestion for that person who is seeking the job should they do anything with their social media, their Facebook account, anything like that before they go in to look for a job?
I think they should clean it up.
Okay.
Employers are taking advantage of, as much information as we can find out about you, we're going to find out. So not having those things out there is certainly important for you. I would hate for someone to be, disqualified.
Mark, let's talk about resumes. Question is, should they actually bring a copy of their resume to the interview, that kind of thing?
Yeah, I think they should bring a copy with them, to the interview. First of all, the resume is what helped create the interview, because the interviewers looked at that and probably underlined some things they want to highlight. So, certainly knowing what's on your resume, that's important. And then also, as I said earlier, to say something that's not on their resume about themselves.
Well, Mark, to wrap up, let's go back to your 3 things. Let's repeat those for the folks.
Okay. First of all, having a positive attitude. And secondly, to prepare and look at the organization and the job, and don't give up. Continue on. I tell people, continue with them until they tell you absolutely never come back, because sometimes that persistence will set you apart from somebody else.
Outstanding. Mark, thanks so much for being here. We appreciate your time and your expertise very much.
It's great to be here.
Well, I hope this video was helpful for you. We do have a series of videos on interviewing, and I hope you'll visit those videos as well. And don't forget, Job Solutions is there for you as a job seeker. Please come see us at our offices, give us a call on the phone, or visit us on the web. Thanks.